All righty, folks. Welcome back to yet another Coinsider live stream. You know how it goes. It's Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 12 noon Eastern time. I'm your host, Kevin. And today we are going to talk about ETH and whether it's going to be new all-time highs soon, especially because earlier today there was a big pump past 4K, which everyone was excited about. But before we get there, would love for a quick mic check, if you don't mind, just to make sure I sound good or if I need to turn it up or down. Just let me know in the chat. Okay, thank you for the mic check. Okay, so like I said, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 12 noon Eastern time. We're going to talk about ETH all-time high today's. And for those of you watching the stream after, I will leave timestamps for you so you can jump around. Once again, the goal of the stream is 100 likes on the stream. If you like these streams, if you like this community, if you like me, then you can support me by giving a quick like. It's free. It only takes a second. Like on the stream, whether you're watching it live or if you're watching it afterwards, you can still like it and it would still help me out. Sounds good. Thank you, Douglas, Adar, and Jim. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Okay, as you know, I always like to do a quick market pulse segment just so we can see where we are with the broader markets. One sec. Let me pull up some stuff. And let me share my screen. Okie dokie. So, ETH pumped and went, look at this pump. It went above 4K for a bit, pulled back down, but it's fighting. The bears and the bulls are fighting right now. Let's see if we can reclaim 4K and just have a party, right? Okay, let's see. Fear and greed is still neutral. It's not too greedy yet, but if ETH starts rocketing, this is going to very quickly go to greed. And it's going to very quickly go towards altcoin season. Right now, it's still pretty far in Bitcoin season. ETFs have started to climb again. So that's always good to see for both Bitcoin and ETH. And let's take a look at some charts that I always like to take a look at. BTC dominance dropping yet again. This could really be, if this keeps going down, could really be a big alt season. But led the way by ETH, of course. Okay, let's see. Let's see dollar strength index. This is also still low. Whoops, I didn't mean to draw it like that. Let's see if it can just continue another leg down, which would be great for Bitcoin, ETH, and risk assets. Okay, real quick, let's take a look at ETFs. We've started getting some green days again for Bitcoin ETFs, which is good to see. Where's the ETH ETF right here? ETH ETF also have green days after a few red days. Nothing to worry about in terms of those red days. We're back to green. Funding rate, nothing to worry about. Nothing like euphoric in terms of leverage. Liquidation heat map. Ooh, a lot of liquidations that could be hunted for BTC at these higher, like 118 and whatnot. Do they have ETH liquidation or no? Liquidation heat map. Okay, I guess it's only BTC for now. I like to take a look at these max pain, but like I said, these are really small, like notional values. So let's not even worry about this max pain for options currently. Okay. One sec. Let me look at the comments real quick. ETH beyond 4K. It's fighting. It's fighting back and forth. You have some stocks. You have Bitminer. We're going to talk about Tom Lee today. We're going to talk about Tom Lee. L2s, I talked about last time. I'm not really a fan of most of them. I think they're just like dead and trash. I do like Mega ETH. I like Base, of course. Arbitrum, Optimism, maybe, and some other ones. Let's move on to the next section, though. Big, beautiful news, and it's Trump's crypto moves. Let me show you. There's some interesting stuff here going on in the past few days. So first of all, let me share my screen. Maybe I want to do it like this, actually. First of all, President Trump signs executive order to allow Bitcoin and crypto in 401ks. Now, this is like investment accounts. Why is that important? Well, first of all, here's an announcement by our AI and crypto czar. First of the thing is ending the debanking of like crypto companies and Operation Choke Point 2.0. That's over. That's great for our industry. And then 90 million American workers will be able to access alternative assets, including digital assets, for their retirement accounts. So check this out. President Trump just made it legal for 401ks to hold crypto. That's a wall of passive inflows hitting the market every 2 weeks, which is paycheck period, forever. Above 3 trillion market cap, we've been bullish. Is 5 to 6 trillion too low of a goal now? That would be kind of crazy, no? And here's why. It's a multi-trillion-dollar pool of capital in the investment accounts. Most bullish capital catalyst since the ETFs. Wait, let me make this larger for y'all to see. Can y'all still see this? No. Let me change it. Okay. Okay, let's take a look. 401k is a retirement savings account used by over 60 million Americans. It goes in from a paycheck, and it can be used to invest in stocks, bonds, and now crypto. It holds multi-trillion-dollar assets, and even a small percentage allocation to BTC or ETH will trigger massive growth. How does it work? They choose how their 401k is invested from a list of options. Now, crypto-focused funds can be one of those options, just like stocks or bond funds. If just 1% of the total 401k money flowed into crypto, that's $89 billion. For reference, spot Bitcoin ETFs saw around 54 billion inflows in 1.5 years. So a lot of math going on. See, here's the thing. I agree with this. Employees won't be buying meme coins from 401k. It will start with the regulated assets, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and ETFs. Over time, more diversified crypto index funds could be offered. It won't be instant, though. Experts say the first offerings will appear in about 6 to 12 months. So maybe if we have a bear market at that time, this will be a catalyst for that reversal to get back into bull mode. But anyhow, I'm very bullish on this. I think this will definitely benefit Bitcoin, ETH, maybe Solana, the big ones, right? Heck, maybe even XRP and other ones, if I'm being real. And then here was the other news of the day of banking, right? Banning banks from debanking the Bitcoin and crypto industry. So this is not like super bull mode predictions like the 401k, but this is equally important. As we all know, people have gotten debanked in this industry, companies, projects, and that's made it harder to build and operate in our space. Swap ETH to small alts? I wouldn't do that, bro. You know why? Here, check this out. Until this reverses, I would not swap ETH for small alts. This is basically altcoins versus ETH. So as this drops more, it's going to is this the right way to do it? Anyhow, as this drops more, altcoins are going to struggle versus ETH. So until this reverses, like, and back up, wait, it's not supposed to be bent like that. You get the idea. That's an ugly looking chart. One sec. Until this reverses, you don't want to be in alts versus ETH. This has been down for like, how long has this been? Let's see. Date range. 108 days, ETH has outperformed most altcoins. So to answer your question, no, I would not. ETH, long ETH. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about this. But first of all, I want to give a quick shout out to a quick shout out to our longtime channel partners, 3 Commas. They are trading bots. They're one of the OG trading bot companies that can help you automate your trades. I have a link below in my description for discounts. But I just really quickly want to share with you today one of the trading bots I'm a huge fan of, and that's GridBot. GridBot is like really good for sideways markets. It's not really used when things are fully rocketing or just dropping, like a bear market just crashing, right? But during sideways periods, this is a really good bot to use. So I'm going to sign in real quick, and give me a second. I'm going to sign in real quick and just show y'all what that looks like. Give me a second. Continue with email. Okie dokie. Okay, I'm in. Let me. So over time, I'm going to share more and more features, but I just want to show you the grid bot. So you connect this to your exchange, right? You connect it to your exchange, and it manages the trades automatically for you based on different strategies. But GridBot is very interesting because, like I said, first of all, let me change the pair to ETH. Let me change it to ETH USD since we're talking about ETH today. Strategy presets. This is the stable one I'm talking about, right? Like, look, it breaks up the, it's kind of hard to tell here, but what it does is it breaks up the chart into a grid, there's like different price levels. When the price drops to any of these green levels, it does a buy. And then when it goes into any of the red levels, it does a sell. So if the price kind of jumps between those levels, it will like buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell for you. And that's perfect for sideways periods. You can also customize it. Like, let's say high price. Let me change this a little bit. Low price. And yeah, there's a lot of different ways to do this. But this is quite self-explanatory, right? You just go create a grid bot, stable, and then you can either go with their preset, pretty self-explanatory, and click start, or you can customize it and change the different prices. And there's like a lot of different options. 3 commas is one of the biggest, most customizable bots you can use. And I've used these grid bots in the past during sideways consolidation periods, which if you look at the charts, it's actually the, like here, for example, BTC. Like if you used a grid bot for like here, that would have been amazing, right? Look at this sideways period here. Because if you look in history, the big moves for Bitcoin and crypto are in a small number of days throughout the years, and they mostly range otherwise. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of it. Just look at this. We're looking at the daily chart. There's a lot of range periods that you could have a successful grid bot. Now, I'm not saying you should do that with like all your capital, right? But small slice of your portfolio, running automated strategies can be a good idea. And I've done this in the past as well. Okay, let's see. But that is 3 commas. Just use my link in the description to try them out. There's a free trial, if I'm not mistaken, and you can get a discount if you end up wanting to use it. And yeah, try out the grid bot, try out some other bots. I'm going to cover more of that in the future as well. Let me pull up some ETH stuff. Actually, let me pull up a lot of ETH related stuff. We're on the topic of ETH. And I am actually shorting heavy right now because why? Why am I shorting right now? I'm bullish on ETH. I'm shorting heavy with a small part of my portfolio. Why is that? Am I stupid? Am I just want to lose money? No, it's because I want ETH to go above 4K convincingly, but it needs help. There's a battle in the charts right now. Actually, let me pull that up. There's a battle in the charts for ETH right now, and I really wanted to go above 4K convincingly. Wait one sec. Let me show you this. Share screen. Yeah, like look at this. This is a battle in the order books. Above 4K, down some more. I want this to, it's a battle right now, but I want this to go convincingly above. So I'm shorting heavy right now to encourage it to, right? But I'm not the only one. Like, check this out. Honey XBT is seeing this for ETH, seeing another retest of this resistance and then back down. And then afterwards back up to new all-time highs in later August. I don't want to see that. I want to see it convincingly break now, which is why I'm shorting hard. I believe we're tracking this in the KOL Call Tracker. So chat, what do you think? Do you think this Honey XBT scenario is going to happen, or are we just going to convincingly break out? And the reason why 4K is so important, wait, let me sign in to TradingView. Okay, one sec. I need to put in my app code. TradingView. Okay. There we go. So, support resistance. Here is why. This one? Okay, let us go to the weekly. Okay, is this going to calculate for us or no? Support resistance channels. So the reason why 4K is so important is because there's really no resistance above this level. Like there's a lot of support here, right? But if you look at the resistance lines, there's only really one, which is around this 4K level. If we can break above it, it's really thin resistance all the way to new all-time highs. So that is why, whoops. That is why I'm shorting so hard, because I really, really, really want to break through this resistance level. Oh, dang. Sorry. I wasn't even sharing the screen. Here you go. Here you go. Y'all see this now? Here's the only resistance level left. It's a big one. It's a fat one at this 4K level. But if we can break past it, it's free flying to new all-time highs, essentially. If you follow this like support and resistance concept per se for trading. Now you can see the charts. Yeah, that's why I'm shorting hard, to help this go beyond this final remaining resistance level. But beyond that, Wall Street, Tom Lee is bullish on ETH here. I want to show you this. Let's watch this together. Tom Lee is sharing his bull case for ETH on Wall Street.
To me, Ethereum's having its Bitcoin 2017 moment again. And to give perspective, in 2017, Bitcoin was under 1,000, but that was the year.
Okay, let me know if y'all can hear this too.
Ethereum's having its Bitcoin 2017 moment again. And to give perspective, in 2017, Bitcoin was under 1,000, but that was the year when Wall Street discovered that the narrative of Bitcoin is digital gold, and Bitcoin has gone to 120,000 now, so 120 times increase. In 2025, a couple things are happening around Ethereum. The first is the Genius Act is now making stable coins kind of green lighted.
Y'all can hear this, right?
ChatGPT moment for crypto, but it needs a smart contract, so it doesn't work on Bitcoin. The second is the SEC is pushing forward with Project Crypto, which is actually asking Wall Street to move the entire financial system onto the blockchain. Ethereum is the preferred choice for Wall Street because it's had zero downtime since inception, matching what the banks want, 100% uptime.
You hear this? Ethereum, preferred choice for Wall Street. Institutions are buying our bags, guys.
It's also the most legally compliant and secure blockchain because it's recognized in the US and it's the second largest blockchain. And the third is almost all of it is taking place on Ethereum. JP Morgan's building their stablecoin on Ethereum. Robinhood is tokenizing on Ethereum. You know, the custody banks are doing it on Ethereum. So it's really where Wall Street meets, but that's also where AI is meeting crypto because, as you know, as we tokenize and move towards robots, you need a token economy to control them, which is taking place on Ethereum. To me,
very interesting. Tom Lee is also the world's biggest ETH holder now. Strategic ETH reserve. Check this out. Tom Lee is the chairman of Bitmine Immersion Technology, BMNR. I think someone in the stream earlier said that they were in on this BMNR. They now have the most ETH, 833,000 ETH, more than Joseph Lubin's SharpLink Gaming. More than the Ethereum Foundation. They used to be like the most. Now they're fourth. Yeah, all these groups holding ETH. And Tom Lee, world's biggest ETH holder. Fundstrat has made the BMNR the largest ETH treasury in the world, over 800,000 ETH, and he's bullish for a reason. And this is the full, I'm not going to watch the full thing, but he's called, check this out. Check this out. He's called.
About ETH. Step back here. We recommended 1 to 2% into
oh, let's listen to this. $16,000 per ETH. That's a little bit even more bullish than I am on it. Maybe half of that. But check this out. Let's watch this together.
Strategy, and he put out a presentation. He did some research from Sean Farrell, who's our head of digital asset strategy, and he put out a presentation about Ethereum today. So he thinks the ratio of Ethereum to Bitcoin could go back to its 2021 highs, which is about 0.14. That would value Ethereum today at around 16,000, and it's currently 3,700. So he's just saying Bitcoin ratio versus ETH, let's get back to where it was 5 years ago, which makes sense because it's a better story today than it was in 2021. And that gets you, close to 16,000.
So one last question on all of this. Taking a step back, you're a retail investor, you're looking at your portfolio. What do you want your holdings to look like potentially? And I realize it's individualized for everybody, but what do you want your holdings to look like? Crypto versus stocks versus other things?
Well, in 2017, when we first read about Bitcoin, we recommended 1% to 2% into crypto. That has been 100x for our clients. Today, we're saying if you're starting, 5% to 10% is appropriate for the median investor. If someone's younger and they can let time work in their favor, then 20% or more makes sense. That's consistent with the BlackRock mathematical calculations. And again, I think there's still a lot of upside. Just keep in mind, Wall Street is running into the blockchain right now.
Well, Tom Lee, a fun.
You guys heard him. You heard him there. $16,000 ETH. What do you think, chat? Is that possible this cycle? That's crazy, right? Let's wait. GCR called for 10K ETH. Let's see. Let's wait and see if we even get there first before we talk about 16K. Personally, I think I'd be happy with 8K, like half of that. Also, we've talked about this comparison on this stream before. People are saying that Ethereum is following kind of the same fractal, the chart pattern as Tesla back in like 2019, 2020. And that could lead ETH to Tom Lee's target of 16K. So ETH is still tracking the Tesla like fractal chart pattern per se. That would be kind of crazy. That would be kind of crazy. And then this guy says, what if the ETH bulls like Tom Lee are right? He takes two chart patterns, one from 2017 and a fractal from 2020, and lay out the possibilities here, which could get ETH to insane levels on the log chart. I don't really think this is possible, but oh my goodness. Nah, I don't think this is possible. By 2027, 80,000 ETH, there's just no way. There's just no way. That'd be insane. There's no way. But it's not only Tom Lee. There's new treasury companies coming online. Like, check this out, guys. New Ethereum treasury company, Fundamental Global, raising $5 billion to buy ETH. $5 billion. $5 billion shelf offering. Majority of the proceeds will be used to accumulate ETH. They plan to stake, restake, liquid stake, and DeFi their way to ETH per share growth. Their goal, maximize ETH per share. ETH will serve as the long-term treasury asset. Let's see if this FGF NASDAQ. Wow, it was down a lot today. I guess people like, oh, wow, look at this volatility. That's kind of crazy. I mean, they may not even be like too good of a company, but Sharplink Gaming is quite volatile as well. This is the second largest ETH holder done by Joseph Lubin of Consensus and MetaMask. And let's give it Vitalik's take on this whole ETH treasury thing. Let's get his whole take, okay? Our boy Vitalik. Let's listen to him.
Is good, and the social aspect of coordinating around ETH just being an asset that companies can have as part of their treasury is good and valuable, and like giving having different vehicles for people to have access to ETH, which is I think one of the reasons why like people are buying into treasury companies instead of just hodling ETH directly is also good, right? Like giving people more options is good. There's always people in all kinds of different financial circumstances that put all kinds of like requirements or incentives or properties on like what formats of things that they participate in. And so, I think there's definitely very valuable services that are being provided there. And like if you woke me up 3 years from now and told me that treasury is led to the downfall of ETH, then of course my guess for why would basically be that somehow they turn into an over leverage game, and then at some point like they a 30% drop turned into forced liquidations that turned into a 50% drop, and then a 70 and 90% drop, and then that got compounded with a loss of credibility. But I mean, I think people in Ethereum in general.
So I kind of agree with that. Like, too much leverage in the system is going to be dangerous, regardless of how good it is in the short term, right? What do y'all think? Do y'all think these treasury companies are going to cause a huge bear market in the future? Largest holder now is Bitmine Immersion Technology by Tom Lee, BMNR, like Douglas said. First time in your life you'd be smart money dumping into the general public. My ETH bags will be long gone before those levels ever happen. Largest holder is the Strategic ETH Reserve. Let's check this out. Right here. Largest holder, Bitmine Immersion Technology, followed by Sharpling Gaming. 800,000 ETH versus 500,000 ETH. Crazy, 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 crazy. They all do financial engineering like Michael Saylor does, but I don't think they do it as well as Michael Saylor does. So while I don't think MicroStrategy is going to be the cause of a huge bear market, I think all these other companies doing it for Bitcoin and ETH are going to. Okay, now let's look at some charts. I already showed you others ETH. Another interesting chart to look at is ETH BTC, because this really looks like it's reversed quite well, right? ETH BTC had this long period of just down only. Oh my God. 1, 2, 3, 2 days. How many? That's like since what? December 2021? That's like 4 years. Or maybe you can change it to like here. Like 3 years of down only, essentially, for ETH BTC. But now that really looks like we've reversed, and like, let's look at the super trend. Yeah, it's been buy on the weekly. ETH BTC has been strong on the momentum indicators. And if we look at the support resistance instead, the next resistance is here. And I very well think that ETH BTC can go up here, which is why my ETH exposure is more than ever right now. And I also think that ETH can easily get to new all-time highs once we convincingly break above 4K, which is why I'm shorting hard right now, because I really, really, really want it to go above this resistance level. See, I told y'all this is the final resistance level until new all-time highs. The final resistance level. Let us break above this convincingly and have a party. Have a big party. Fine. Feel free to sell it at 4K, bro. And let's revisit in a couple months when it's at new all-time highs. I wouldn't say never sell your ETH. I'm going to sell it at like 6K, 7K, 8K maybe. Yeah, ETH treasuries will cause issues at some point. Really, it has momentum on the daily and weekly. Check the weekly and daily RSIs. I do think like Ben Cohen says that ETH BTC could have a whatchamacallit, like set a lower high. So for example, so it's not just going to go straight up, right? It could set a lower high and then back up, or maybe even further down. Let me take away these charts. Like something like that, maybe. But dang, that like all the momentum indicators are bullish right now. So here. Okay, is that going to give me, there we go. I don't really like this momentum indicator. I like the other one more. This is easier to see. Let's see on the monthly chart. Okay, I guess if you want to zoom out to the monthly chart, it's still on a sell for ETH BTC, but on the weekly, it's been a buy for a few weeks already on this momentum super trend momentum indicator. Once the monthly goes by, oh my god, it's gonna go crazy. Yeah, no one went broke taking profits. Higher low, higher low, higher low. That's what I mean. Did I say it the other way? You're right, higher low. And ETH itself, that's the thing. ETH itself has been amazing. Look at this momentum on a daily. And like I said, over 4K, it's off to the races. That's like super high time frame though. On the monthly, do people even use the monthly to trade? Okay. KOL call tracking. Let's see. Did anyone get BTC to 150K? When did he make this call? Okay, well, I'm not gonna say that was wrong yet. BTC bullish on August. August ends bullish. New all-time high in August. Okay. Let me sort this by... Yeah, a lot of August ones we'll give a few more weeks for. I'm not going to add new things to the KOL call tracker today, but as a reminder, if you just tag Retail DAO, oh, yeah, see, tag Retail DAO for any call you want tracked, and we'll add it to the KOL call trackers. All you need to do, tag Retail DAO, like, see, look, check this out. Track this, please. October cycle top. Crypto gel. Let me add that right now, actually. Crypto gel. August 7th. October cycle top. But we have to wait until the end of the year to see at least the end of the year. BTC. Okay. What else do people tag us in? By the way, if you're watching now and you see something later you want tagged, then that's exactly how you do it. Ooh, right here. Retail DAO, note this. Last chance to buy the dip this month. The 7-8? 8-7? I don't think we even got there, did we? That's like a eerily precise. I think this is already wrong, essentially. Track this. See? Note this. That's all you guys need to do. Let's see this. BSC. Oh, okay. They're just saying. And look, we even track this ETH. Another leg up in August around 4K. Monthly dump. Okay, Honey. Let's see. Do we have stuff from Honey about ETH? Honey XBT, ETH to 4K, and then drop to 3K. Yeah. We already have that. We already have this tracked. So if you guys go on X and just tag Retail DAO when you see something like this, and you're like, this influencer, we got to call them out if this is wrong, we'll do that for you. We'll do that publicly for you. Like, anytime you see stuff like this, or it doesn't even need to have a chart, it can just be a text post too. Just tag Retail DAO. Okay. Let's do a change my mind. This is gonna be fun. Change my mind segment. So, oh dang, I didn't even. Sorry, I got to make a new one real quick. I got to write something real quick. Okay. Got to make this smaller. Here we go. And change my mind segment right here. Change my mind, folks. Cycles are dead, but we will still have bear markets. Oh, wait, I totally forgot. I wanted to do this earlier. Folks, my goal is 100 likes on the stream. If you can smash that like button real quick, it would help me out immensely. Whether you're watching live right now or watching the VOD after, please give it a like if you like my streams. Change my mind. What do I mean by this? I mean that I don't think we'll have the standard 4-year cycles as precisely. We've already seen signs of this cycle being way different from prior ones because of different players, different context. Like I said, paper Bitcoin, ETFs, options, institutional long-term holders, different players, right, in the market, not just whales and retail. But I still do think we will have bear markets. That is just an inevitability of markets, but it will more largely track macro than just be like our own little bear market within the crypto space, right? That's what I mean. And one thing I want to show you here is this. It's a cause for concern. 10 largest U.S. stocks now reflect a record 76% of the U.S. equity market. This has officially surpassed a previous record set by the Great Depressions in the 1930s. Even at the dot-com bubble, the top 10% share was at 73%. So this is a sign of concern. I still think we have another significant leg up, but this does match up with a lot of the analysis that says that the market top is close. And if that happens for stocks, I think that also bleeds into crypto as well. Yeah, let me know what you think about the change my mind. Yeah, 4-year cycles I think are dead, but I think we will still have bear markets that are defined by the broader like market cycles or like macro per se. So okay. I want to go to the Retail DAO segment. I put up a QR code. If you want to check out the website, just scan that QR code. It'll bring you right to here. I did a live stream all about Retail DAO last time, and a few people joined and they said hello and they started being active. So I love to see that. But today I want to share with you that I am building out a Retail DAO hub or portal with like handpicked charts, handpicked data, things like yeah, just like the best things, like the best options data, the best like metrics and stuff, but handpicked. So it's not just a bunch of random stuff that you see on CoinGlass or Glassnode, whatever, right? But I need help building it out. I've tried to do it using no code tools, but it's a little too restrictive. So we're looking for developers, ideally from within our community, to help build this out. And yes, it will be paid, of course, probably in like a mix of stable coins and retail tokens. So if that's you, just DM me on Discord. Hopefully you can help. Also, yeah, like I said, I did a live stream. Not this live stream, the one before. The prior one was all about Retail DAO. So just go give it a watch if you haven't already. And another thing is I'm thinking about doing a keynote like Murad. So here is Murad, the meme coin super cycle. He did a keynote at Token 2049. And look, it was amazing. It was transformative.
Not having
It's pretty much like defined the meme coin super cycle, the meme coin movement per se. I want to do something similar, but about I want to do something similar, but titled The Retail Investor Megatrend and How to Take Advantage of It. It's going to be about the retail movement, the problems people face, the solution, and position Retail DAO as one of the no-brainers for retail investors who want to take advantage of the megatrend. So stay tuned for that. Maybe next week or the week after. I want to do a really good job. I want to make it as like iconic of a keynote or speech as Murad did. And it's going to be inspired by his speech, but have some agreements and disagreements with his thesis. Like, yes, we want great community, but we also want utility as well and incentive alignment, right? Yeah, I'm going to do a keynote like this. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, stay tuned. Check out, scan this code if you want to check out our website. Please give me a quick like if you're still watching. Thank you all for joining me on this fine and beautiful Friday. I do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday. See you all next time on Monday, 12 noon Eastern time.